In this video, we're going to be going over how to get your first 100 sales on Etsy in 2026. If you've been dreaming about launching an Etsy store, or you've already started one but you're struggling to get consistent daily sales, then this video is for you. In this video, we're going to be breaking down exactly what is working right now and into 2026 and beyond, so there is no fluff. You know exactly what to do to ensure that you hit your first 100 sales mark. I can still sit here today and confidently say that Etsy is still my #1 sales channel. It consistently makes me the most profit year over year compared to any other sales channel that I've been on. So you're definitely not too late if you're somebody that wants to start an online e-commerce business. You can see from the screenshot just this year, we are up 6% in revenue compared to the previous years. So let's hop into tip number 1, which is conquering the #1 most important thing that contributes to your SEO on Etsy. SEO stands for search engine optimization, which is how Etsy judges you on how frequently you should show up in the Etsy search pages when someone searches for a keyword that is your product that they want to buy. I don't know if you realize this, but if you search a keyword in Etsy like baby, and then if you scroll to the bottom of the page, Etsy actually only caps out their pages at 20. So they are not showing everybody that has the keyword baby in their listings. So that means it's more imperative now than ever that you conquer this SEO tip. The #1 tip for your SEO is surprisingly not keywords. Keywords are the words that you're putting into your titles, tags, and description that help you get found. And those definitely matter, but what matters more is actually how people interact with your listings. So you can have it write a beautiful listing, title, tag, description with every single possible keyword that matches the product that you're trying to sell. But if no one clicks on your listing, then the keywords don't matter. And so what gets you that click is your image. Your image is probably the single most important thing alongside your actual product and your design. I would put those two categories pretty much equal. Design / the actual product that you're selling. When you just scroll through the Etsy search pages, what do you see? When I look at Etsy.com, I see Kate Spade meets Anthropology meets Pottery Barn. There is a consistent look and feel that Etsy likes because they know that's what their customer likes. And so when you're deciding on your mockups, your lighting, your imagery, your colors, your font, your overall brand aesthetic, you want to optimize for one of these look and feel type categories. And this is probably the hardest thing to conquer because if you're somebody that does not come from a photography background or a design background, this is the #1 thing that people struggle for. But it makes or breaks your actual listing. You earning the click versus you not earning the click could be because of the slightest of changes that need to happen in your imagery. For example, taking an image like this and just lighting it up and making the positioning of the product a little bit more center focal and highlighted better, right? Small lighting changes like this is the difference of you getting the click or not. Also, zoom in versus zoom out. A lot of times, this is a huge mistake for beginner sellers, right? You put it on a beautiful mock-up, but you leave the main thumbnail image super zoomed out. I know that you know what the product is because you made it, but when you are competing against a pool of other competitors that are showing up right next to you, your customer needs to see and understand the value proposition of your product within 2 seconds, 1.5 at most, after they see that image. So you need to make sure that your actual product that you're selling is taking up 80% of that airspace. When you look at all of these top listings here, there's no surprise that all of them are super zoomed in. The exact thing that is being sold is the center focal point of the image. They're not showing other additional products, right? They are not trying to showcase the model if it's being staged on a model. They just care about showing the actual thing that you're selling. It's taking images like this and turning it to this, or images like this and turning it into things like this. And actually coming very soon inside Profitry, we have a competitor tracking feature that's coming out where you're going to actually be able to track your competitors' shops, listings, and keywords. And what this is going to allow you to do is to track your listings next to your competitor listings side by side. If there is one reason why your listings are not beating your competitors, it almost always is either because of the image or the perceived value because of that actual type of how you actually staged that product. It's not always price, because if there is a price justification in their mind of a perception of value that makes yours higher than theirs, then sometimes you can beat your competitors even though you don't have the lowest price. And that's why staging your product and creating beautiful imagery, storytelling, backup imagery, and your follow-up image slots are so vital. Tip number 2 is don't follow the herd. Set yourself up for longevity. Longevity comes from not standing where everyone else is standing. Normally, it's doing the things that other people don't want to do, or the harder things that other businesses don't want to do. That's normally where the gold lies. If everyone is selling personalized shirts with only one personalization request, then you should try to sell personalized shirt with possibly 2 different personalization requests. If other people are selling family photo portraits with only 2 people, then in your listing add that you can actually offer up to 5 people. If a standard digital download listing offers 500 digital assets, then offer 600. When you're constantly approaching the market with this mentality that you're not trying to look at the market as a standard, but as an opportunity, this is where the shift happens, where you can find gaps and actually problem solve for gaps where other people are not, and that is where the money is actually made. And this is not exclusive to Etsy, this is exclusive to any business that you want to solve. If every single person is selling the same generic print-on-demand onesie, then go the extra mile and source different washed out baby onesies, different material baby onesies yourself, and actually buy the print machine and print it yourself to stand out. And sometimes people get so fixated on the single product that they're selling, and they forget that they're actually running a business, and what means a business to breathe. Just like a child needs air and food to survive, a business needs cash flow to survive. And sometimes when what you're doing isn't working, that means that we actually have to change the complete model of what we're doing to make that business still survive. Tip number 3 is get hyper focused on one product type and one customer avatar to start. A lot of times in the beginning, we are super ambitious. We have the most energy and the most excitement at the beginning of our business journeys. This is not a lie. And we go and set off and to start building these companies or these Etsy shops, and we want to do everything. We want to have multiple different product types. We want to sell to different types of customers. And in the beginning, that is not winning. When you are new in the online space and you already don't know how to make listings, you don't really know how to do SEO that well, you might not even have a design background for mockups and photography, right? You already are at a disadvantage because you're new to the space, competing against people that are seasoned. So do not try to overwhelm yourself by trying to tackle multiple different product types or multiple different customer avatars at the beginning. It doesn't mean that you can't, but if you do the proper research up front, you want to master one customer with one product type before moving to another. Getting hyper fixated on that one person and that one set of problems that that person has will allow you to master that customer avatar. The thing is that a single customer avatar for a lot of people is very hard to narrow it down. So I'm going to pop up a diagram here to help you see this visually. For example, say you are building a brand around the medical professional niche, right? So you are selling products for medical professionals, funny shirts, mugs, gifts, anything of that sort, right? So if medical professional is one single customer avatar, right, there is endless amounts of design and product ideas that you could actually sell under that umbrella, right? And then on top of it, you could also do people in the teaching space. You could also target other professionals in different categories, but this is not winning. When I say pick one customer and one product type, this is what I'm talking about. So if you're going for the medical professional, just go after the medical professional, because there is endless amount of ideas that you could do just under this one umbrella. You have nurses, medical doctors, dentists, surgeons, veterinarians. There's endless amount of people that you can tackle under this one thing, right? And a lot of the different designs or product ideas that you're going to come up with can cross-pollinate between all of the different categories of medical professionals. And then on top of it, we're going to pick one product type and one product type only. So if we want to do shirts, then we only are going to focus on shirts. If we want to make scrubs, then we're just going to launch and source production partners to make scrubs. We're not going to do scrubs and sweaters and hoodies and mugs all at the same time, because different product types have different pricing strategies, different needs, one's fears and goals of fulfillment, sourcing, quality control, all of that stuff. So we're going to choose one customer avatar in one product type, and we're going to validate whatever that customer avatar is and that product type before we actually select it, right? And we're going to do that with tools like Profitry and actually validate that they have sales volume and have traction before we select it. So that's always first, right? But then once we select it, we want to keep a blind eye to anything else. And ultimately in business, this is just the biggest mistake that most people make, is because we think that we are just these business moguls when we come to market, when really we have to master one thing before we move on to the next. And when you get very specific on one type of buyer, the products actually start creating themselves. And your competition actually dissipates a lot faster because most people are going broad. But if you're staying hyper focused on one and mastering one, you're going to be the go-to shop for that thing, and your customers are going to be a lot more loyal. And it's no surprise when you look at all the top shops on Etsy, they are very specific, or when they first started, they were very dialed in on being specific. Number 4 is quality over quantity. In the beginning, it's not about getting to 1 million listings as fast as possible. Yes, you do need to get your reps in just so you can learn and improve over time, but that is going to happen naturally. I rather see you be focusing on quality over just trying to get out 100 listings per week. And when I first started, I went for quantity, and it definitely did not serve me. I'd rather have 100 listings where 80% of them sell than 100 listings where 10% of them sell. If I had to break up where your time should actually be spent right now, it would be 80% in your research phase, in your product development phase. So I would do 40% product research, so just obsessing over the market and doing constant research to see what's selling, what's working, what fonts, what colors, what mockups, just obsessing over your competition. And then 40% in getting the skills to actually build products that are that competitive. And then I would give about 10% to keyword research, and then another 10% to actually creating the listing. And when you go to create your listing, because you've already did the development, that means that you already have your pictures, your videos, your storytelling in place to win. And that's all of those assets were created on the back end of all of that research that you did. So 3 big do nots at this point in the video. Do not, number 1, put products in your main image that are not available for purchase in your listing variation options. So do not show things in your product main image that is being seen, where you're getting the click from, and then not have the options to buy every single thing that is seen in that first main image. This actually wastes your click, and it lowers your conversion rate and hurts the SEO of your listing. Number 2 is do not use clashing graphics. So if you're new at design and you see that your competition has a lot of graphics, like a free shipping badge or personalization badge, right? Putting graphics in your listings is an advanced skill. So if you don't know design and picking fonts and colors, this can actually date your listing, and it can actually hurt your listing if you don't do it well. So in the beginning, be honest with yourself. If you have never done design before, or if you don't actually know how to make it at the same level of your competition, then I would just opt out of it entirely in the beginning. Your graphics, every moment of truth from your colors, your fonts should be cohesive and branded together. Do not link your main image to your variation option. So when people select something from your dropdown, it should be linked to the image of what they're actually getting. If this is not happening, this can lead to confusion and customer service complaints later on. So any option that you have in your variation option drop-down menu should link back to the image as they're clicking the variation option they want. You want there to be zero confusion on what they're actually getting. Guys, these are my top tips for making sure that you do 100 sales as soon as you launch in 2026. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe, and make sure you comment any of your questions down below.